This is Cooper Walk with Sawbuck Ridge Pack Saddles. Today's video is on fishing gear you should take on your pack trips. I was hoping to have some good pictures or some good videos of fish that I caught today, but I got skunked, so all I've got for you is this nice little video of this stream. So let's talk about fishing gear. This is just the stuff that I've packed for my pack trips. This is the stuff that I've taken and knew I pretty well had everything I needed to do what I wanted to do for fishing on our pack trips. So let's jump into it. So I think what we'll do first is we'll talk about fishing poles. Get that stuff out of the way. So for me, I've been wanting to get into fly fishing. So the fly pole that I take and use is I believe it's an 8'6" pole, 5 weight. It breaks down into 4 different pieces, and it's got it. At least this one I bought come with this travel case. You got hard plastic protecting everything except for the reel portion. As I talked about in my first video, the first pole I put on the top of one pannier goes reel over the pack animal, and then when I stack one right next to that one, I'll actually reverse it and flip that reel so it's sitting on the pannier itself to kind of help protect those reels. And I've had pretty good luck this way. If you're concerned about your reel and it being damaged, pull it off, because this is just a nice padded area where that reel sits. Take your reel off, throw it in your tackle bag or your tackle box, and then you have a little bit of peace of mind that you're not going to break your reel. This spin rod, since I'm working really hard on learning how to fly fish, I didn't take this with me. This is not a bad option. It breaks down in 2 different pieces, but it ends up being a little bit longer in length than the fly rod when it's broke down. So you need a larger carrying case for a pole that only breaks down in 2 pieces. But this isn't a bad option if you can't find carrying cases for poles about this big. I'll do another video on showing how you yourself can build a rod carrier to give it a little bit of protection. But they do sell spin rods that actually collapse. They don't even pull apart. They just collapse down, and they collapse into a bundle about this big, which are perfect for pack trips. So there's going to be a bunch of you that feel like you need a big tackle box. There's nothing wrong with that, but I actually only took this. So I'll explain that first, and then I'll jump into this other tackle bag I've got. I packed the big tackle bag just in case, but then I threw everything out of my tackle bag that I felt was necessary to have for my time fishing on my pack trip in this bag. Threw this in my cannel bag, and it fit just perfect. So all I did was, since I'm new to fly fishing, I bought 2 different kinds of indicators to practice with them. get the feel for them, see which one I liked better. I got to the point where I wasn't even using those on my last pack trip. I just got some tippet, I got some leader, and that was, I guess it took 3 types of indicators. That's just stuff that's like yarn, you just tie it on your line. I bought this little scale and measuring tape somewhere. Have no idea. It was just a little cheap item. Doesn't weigh hardly anything at all. Doesn't take up much space. I threw it in just for a gee whiz of my own. Got me a little set of pliers I took with. I put this in the tackle bag so I could keep my fish for a dinner that we did. Of course, if you're gonna fly fish, you want some stuff to help your flies be able to float, dry them out. And then I just took 1 fly case. This has some streamers, some terrestrials, little dry flies. This other side, I've got some small terrestrials, smaller streamers. I've got some nymphs, couple dry flies. So that's about all I took on my last pack trip in my tackle bag. That was, you know, tackle stuff. I talked about me and my buddy going down a rabbit hole one time, and we ended up creating kind of a check off bucket list here, and where we can mark on this with a Sharpie marker where we caught them, what we used them with. So you can see on the rainbow here, I caught one earlier this year with a lure. So that brown trout, brown trout, caught one with a worm somewhere. So we've been keeping track of that kind of stuff to help maximize our opportunity of fishing. So that is all I took. This is all I took on my pack trip that was in the saddlebag, ready to go. That was it. You don't have to get too crazy with what you're doing on your pack trips as far as fishing gear goes. You get into them high lakes that the fish don't have a lot of pressure. You need simple stuff. They're not really going for power bait or anything like that. They're just looking for what they can find in their own natural habitat to eat. So that's that bag. We'll jump over here into this bag. This is my main tackle box I take everywhere with me. This bag fits perfectly in a top pack, a pannier. We took one other bag just like this to help balance out different loads. If we needed a few extra pounds in a pannier, we would use these tackle bags to do that. Not really going to talk much about what's in this. Aside from what was in that bag, I didn't really use much. But I will talk about a little trick. If you're taking a spin rod and you want to use flies and you're like, well, how do I do that? The way we were doing it is we were taking a bubble, just your regular bubble. We were putting some of them little metal weights that you pinch onto your line. We'd put the bubble on, put a couple of weights on there to give it a little bit of weight, and we'd give it about 2 to 3 feet of leader in between the bubble and the fly, and cast that out there. And that's how my brother and brother-in-law were having really good luck with a spin rod and fly fishing. I also talked about this book a little bit in our last video. Nobody needs this. This was my own personal gee whiz. I went through, made this book for the state of Utah. It has all of the fish of Utah, has a picture of the fish, a description of the fish, and the lakes and areas where either one, it's natural or it's native, and two, where the most probable places to catch it are. And that is kind of just something I did on my own for my own fishing adventures. We left spaces here to write down what works, what doesn't work, where we caught them, what time of day it was, what the moon schedule was, different things like that. So that's all I've got for you today. That's just some of the stuff that I've taken on my pack trips and felt was kind of just your bare necessity stuff to get you by and get some good time in fishing. There could be other tips and tricks out there. I don't claim to be definitely don't claim to be a professional fisherman, but like I said, for me, my brothers, my brother-in-law, my dad, that small little bag there, that's about all we really took. In fact, we talked about these big tackle bags, and we don't even think we're going to take those next time. My brothers ended up getting some chest bags that you just sling over your shoulders and they sit on your chest, and they're only about this big, and that's about all they used was what was in those bags. So thanks for tuning back in to the Sawbuck Ridge Pack Saddles. We will continue to produce videos of our pack trips and different things we do on our pack trips. Just hit that subscribe button, keep in the loop with this stuff. If you have questions about anything that I've shown so far, leave a comment. If you have questions about stuff that I haven't touched on or haven't talked about touching on, please leave a comment, ask a question, help us come up with what videos will best help those who are trying to get into packing with horses and mules. And until next time, we'll see you then.